Welcome to the Chris Collector Show, the ultimate podcast for growing your collecting skills through online video. If this is the first time you are hearing the word kris, a kris is a traditional asymmetrical double-edged dagger exclusively unique to the people from the Malay archipelago. My name is Khairi Johari, better known as Pak Jofe, the Chris Collector from Singapore, and you are watching the Chris Collector Show. This show is dedicated to helping you develop a healthy collecting habit and learn how to profit from the latest collecting trends, reviews, and helpful guides. On today's episode, I am going to share with you the top 5 kris styles that are highly sought after by collectors here in Singapore. So if you are interested to find out which kris styles retains more value and are highly prized by collectors here in Singapore, then this episode is definitely for you. So, without further ado, let's roll the intro and get on with the show.
Do I need to powder my nose or something? Good, I look good. Skills and
Okay, hi guys, and welcome to the Chris Collector Show. I hope your week has been as awesome as mine. This is episode 4 of the Chris Collector Show. In total, as per my count, I have uploaded about 4 bi-weekly Wednesday episodes, which includes this one, and 2 bi-weekly Feature Friday videos as of the time of this video. I am still experimenting with the frequency and format of my uploads, so do let me know in the comment section below how you would like this show schedule to be like. If you missed the previous episode, check them out right here. Do stay and watch until the end for a bonus content where I share with you 2 additional kris styles that may also be collectible and sought after by some collectors here in Singapore. In the previous episode, I shared 5 different kris types and their respective functions. Today, I am going to share with you the top 5 kris styles that are highly sought after by collectors here in Singapore. By style, what it means specifically refers to its classification type by region. Each region has its own understanding and unique local philosophies inserted into the art, form, and design style of the kris produced within their locality. The kris is not a one-size-fits-all generalized understanding which can be applied without due care and consideration of the various diaspora of local ethnic cultures spread out across the Malay archipelago. For example, to put it into context, Javanese kris philosophies cannot be blanket casted and applied to kris types from other regions. It would be disrespectful to other ethnic Malay natives. Likewise, it would be disrespectful if the Malay kris philosophies are blindly applied to Javanese kris traditions in ignorance. Hence, it would be fair to say that each regional kris forms and styles have their own unique local philosophical traditions and understanding that needs to be recognized and valued separately. Today, I am not referring to new and contemporary knockoffs. I am referring to genuine specimen examples which are produced natively in their originating locale. These are the ones that are not only highly prized and sought after by collectors here in Singapore, but also retains its intangible value both as an original work of art and its native production essence. I will cover contemporary knockoffs and duplicates in a future video. Probably you have observed in amazement how experienced collectors in one brief glance can estimate the origins of a kris with a high probability of accuracy. No doubt, krises more or less carries the same features in its design and construction, but its key hallmark form features are vital in classification and identification. How this came to be is simply based on quantitative analysis. When a specific form and design style is discovered consistently and the discovery is somewhat repetitive, combined with references from local traditions, it can be safely concluded that the specific kris types are native to that region. Now, before I start to ramble away, let's get on with today's top 5 countdown of the most highly sought after kris styles here in Singapore. Beginning with number 5, the Javanese kris diaspora. Synonymous with one of the few early migrants into modern Singapore, the Javanese brought along with them their end of their kris culture. These are the various form styles of popular Javanese krises for those jumping in cold into this new hobby. Identifying the design style of its fitting and associating it with its likely source of origin is a good starting point. I will not deny that there are other considerations to be noted before assuming and concluding its final source of origin. There are other aspects such as blade design, arrangement style of the pamor, material type used, signatory design styles of known artisans and pandai besis, and so on and so forth. For Javanese krises that are regarded as masterpieces, seldom do they leave Java, as the market is tightly controlled by the elite kris collecting community there. Those that does made it out of Java are either exported by non-natives with deep pockets or exported by way of gifts. Most Javanese krises that are found outside of Java are either on the extreme poor quality end or most likely produced outside of Java. Most likely, it is produced in Madura. This has been a known center for producing contemporary mass reproductions. At number 4, the Sumatra kris diaspora. Singapore, being a melting pot for migrants back in the 1800s after Raffles formally opened its doors on behalf of the East India Company, we have a fascinating pool of Sumatran ancestry on this island as well. Again, observe the unique features of Sumatran-styled krises. Sumatra itself consists of various kingdoms such as Palembang, Jambi, Belitung, Lampung, Bengkulu, Padang, Minangkabau, Riau, and many more. The fittings and blade styles of Sumatran krises are very comprehensive. We must acknowledge that before Singapore, these areas too were commercial ports of call with vital trade connections. Hence, exposure to influences from other ethnic groups and cross-introduction of numerous new ideas and fashion influence created its own subset of accepted norms in their kris tradition. At number 3, we have the Bugis kris diaspora. The Bugis has long been present in the history of the Malay archipelago. Not only were they shrewd traders, but also sly diplomats who positioned themselves into seats of influence amongst the Malay kingdoms. From Sulawesi to Makassar to Nusa Tenggara, their influence remains from the design styles of krises absorbed into the native cultures where they once had a foothold in that region. Even krises from the Malay kingdoms, especially those from Sumatra, has hints of designs influenced by the Bugis kris, though somewhat subtle and toned down in a manner. There are differences between an authentic pure Bugis kris and the hybrid types which was assimilated by local non-Bugis artisans. It is simply bigotry to lay claim that everything that looks Bugis is Bugis without scrutinizing in detail the signatory local design styles. Coming in at number 2, the Malay kris diaspora. Here in Singapore, ultimately, krises from the Peninsular Malay diaspora are often more sought after. Its aesthetics are somewhat straightforward and simple in appearance, yet its beauty is somewhat sweet and alluring. There is a saying amongst collectors here: once you've understood and appreciate a Malay kris, not only will you fall in love with it, but you will never look at other kris types the same way again. Perhaps it is encoded in our local DNA. I myself, though am a Singaporean Malay, but my ancestry hails all the way from the Peninsular Malay state. Specifically, my ancestors were from Kedah. Perhaps that's one explanation why myself and all those with pure Malay ancestry find it difficult to appreciate non-Malay krises. it is somewhat easier for us to appreciate what is native to us much faster as compared to foreign aspects introduced into our culture. The design of Peninsular Malay crests, be it their blades or fittings, are unique and definitely differs from those from Java, Sumatra, or even the Bugis. Hence, for anyone to lay claim that the crest art originated from them alone, this statement simply does not really hold water. Each native region have their own crest culture with their own unique signatory hallmarks and stylistic distinctions. Kelantan, Terengganu, Kedah, Petani, Pahang, Perak, and all these unique Malay states have their own long-standing heritage of crest culture, each with its respective quantifiable identifying features. And topping up at number 1, we have the crest Tajung. Now, ultimately, the goal of every reputable collector is to own several authentic Tajung specimens, or at least one. The Tajung, with its roots linked to the ancient Malay kingdom of Langkasuka, its origins obscured over time, but that did not stop traditional artisans from continuing its noble heritage by producing the Tajung up to this day. The Tajung may also be referred to as the Pakaka, especially by those from the Siamese regions. That's modern-day Thailand today. Bear in mind, parts of Thailand today were once areas dominated by Malay kingdoms back in the day. The Tajung, from its hilt to its fittings and to its blade, are one of a kind. It is separate from any other known examples in any other crest traditions in other regions. Also, it should be noted that the Tajung originally was not made for the common folks. It was only produced for kings and nobilities, hence why antique examples are highly sought after. It is a definite guarantee that it was made for a noble. For me, personally, it took a while for me to be able to appreciate the Tajung. After understanding its numerous philosophical ideals, as the saying goes, when the student is ready, the master appears. I consider myself fortunate to have one authentic antique Tajung specimen in my collection. So what is the state of your crest collection today? Which types of crest interest you more? Do let me know in the comments. I would love to know what you have in your collection. If you are still here, thank you very much for staying till the end. Now, as promised, here is your bonus content for today's episode. In the earlier segment, I introduced you to crests from 5 different regions which are highly sought after amongst collectors here in Singapore. There is another 2 types of crests that are less popular amongst collectors here, but no less collectible in its own right. The crest Bali, the Balinese crest diaspora. Bali has its own unique history in its own right. Balinese crests are steeped in Hindu lore and traditions. Up to this day, Balinese crests are heavily influenced by Hinduism, artistically styled and crafted. Authentic Balinese crest crafts are a unique class of its own. More popular in the West for some reason that still eludes me to this day. But hey, if you are a collector and this crest style speaks to you, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Enjoy what you like and like what you enjoy. Break a leg and hopefully not your back. Next, we have the Madura crest diaspora. Madura is another unique area within the Malay archipelago. Its history and alliance with the Dutch back in the day were notable in history books. It has its own pool of artisans and craftsmen with a unique ability of producing hybrid crest types, which over time, because it was only produced on Madura itself and nowhere else, is been aptly associated as crest Madura. Sadly today, perhaps motivated by economic survival, it is almost rare to find Madura craftsmen producing their own authentic crest traditions. Instead, they opt to meeting the demands of consumers by producing duplicates and knockoffs of the original. These types of mass-produced items, as mentioned in my previous video episodes, can be regarded as a crest kodi, more catered for enthusiasts on a budget. Serious collectors will stay away from knockoffs and reproductions. The look and feel is definitely way off from the original. We have come to the end of today's episode. Thank you for watching till the end. I hope this episode adds value to you and that you have learned something from watching this video. I look forward to reading your feedback in the comment section, so please feel free to comment. If you like what you have watched today and feel that more useful videos are required, please show me your support by clicking the like, subscribe and bell notification icon. New episodes airs on alternate Wednesdays at 8 PM Singapore time. So, until we meet in the next episode, this is Kari Johari, better known as Pak Jofei, the Craze Collector from Singapore, snapping out. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.